My name's Selena. I'm here in Cyprus because my husband and I have come across for treatment for my husband Scott. We've come from Australia, and the reason why we're here is that my husband is unwell and was diagnosed approximately 2 years ago with early onset Parkinson's disease. During that journey we've also learnt that there are also a multitude of other things that he's got going on as well. These things include he's had some tick viruses. Growing up, he had multiple bites from ticks as he grew up in and around in the bush and the lake fishing. And he's also had, his immune system has taken a bit of a whack with a lot of other viruses as well. So we've learnt that he's had Epstein-Barr virus, Ross River fever, many other things. He's also got a really high heavy metal load, and all of these things have combined to really affect his immune system and largely produced, the main problems are neurological. So I'm doing this video rather than Scott because Scott tends to be quite a reserved, shy person who would not put himself out in front of a camera. He would do all things to avoid it. But we had a chat about this, and it's our exposure to other videos of patients doing videos like this for Neomed, and also on some of the Facebook pages that we follow that have actually put us on this journey, and we've learnt about other people's progression. And because of those people doing the videos, that's how come we're here. So we thought that it was only fair that we pay it forward and also provide an opportunity for maybe another person out there that might have similar symptoms or a diagnosis like Scott's, being Parkinson's disease, that maybe this clinic might be able to provide them with some improvement in some of their symptoms. Scott's been here now for 6 weeks. Tomorrow is his last day. And during the time that we've been here, we have definitely seen improvements. I guess the main issues for Scott would be some of the typical Parkinson symptoms, like resting tremor, particularly in his left hand, a lack of coordination in his left hand, loss of sense of smell and taste, a lot of brain fog, depression and anxiety, problems with thinking clearly, problems with putting sentences together and holding conversations, massive issues with fatigue, problems with his digestion, problems with abdominal bloating, constipation, all sorts of things that aligned with Parkinson's disease but also aligned with many other illnesses. I have a background in health. I'm a physiotherapist and I work across a range of health professionals, and so I have been researching since Scott has been diagnosed about absolutely anything that we can possibly do to improve his prognosis and his quality of life. So typically Parkinson's disease you take medication for. You might do some exercise to help as well, but it is classified as a progressive degenerative disease. We don't want that to happen. We have obviously Scott is young, he's 44, he had a birthday while we were here, and we've got a young family, and we'll do anything to keep him functioning as well and as long as we can. So in my research, I've been learning that Parkinson's, a lot of they're starting to consider that Parkinson's may not be a purely neurodegenerative disease, and that it is likely that it also is autoimmune related and has a lot to do with nutrition and the gut, and the link between the vagus nerve, leaky gut syndrome, the blood-brain barrier, and all sorts of things can affect it. Heavy metal toxicity in the neurotissue as well would have a big impact on his neurological symptoms and depression and anxiety. So the reason why we're here is because Neomed offers an amazing array of treatments that some of them are not available in Australia, and they're certainly not available altogether as a collective. The treatments I think that have really helped this are definitely the ozone therapy. That has provided a massive difference. The PPEMI has definitely, you could almost see that happening on the first session was uncomfortable, and most of the patients say that. But by the second, third session, you could see his eyes opened, and he could speak clearly, and he reported himself that I feel like I can move my tongue in my mouth. Whereas before, I think it felt like it was like you'd been to the dentist and had anesthetic and you couldn't control it properly. So the PPEMI definitely helped. I think just having the nutritional infusions and things have helped as well. He raves about the lymphatic massage, and that has got to have a huge impact on him, because as we're starting to detoxify his system, we need to pull the lymphatic the toxins out through the lymphatic system. And now they're finding a lot of studies as well where they're connecting that in fact the brain does have lymph vessels, which medically they didn't really pay much attention to before, and that they think that this will be a big focus for diseases like Parkinson's and Alzheimer's disease and other neurological illnesses, that they will start to focus now on how we can get the toxins out of the brain through the lymphatic vessels to decrease the toxic load on things like proteins and things that shouldn't be in the brain, which they can be in Parkinson's and Alzheimer's. So I think the lymphatic drainage is really important as well. And I think some of the big ones are also the colonics and the enemas. It is so important. And that key with your nutrition and what you eat and getting the gut healthy. They say that 90% of the immune system actually is in our gut. And if we are going to improve Scott, we need to improve his immune response, decrease his body inflammation and therefore his neurological inflammation. And so it is so important that, as well as those other therapies, that he is clearing out the gut and making it a much better place to decrease the particles that are getting across the gut barrier, and therefore the amount of inflammation in the body. I noticed about 3 weeks in that he had a conversation with me, and I had to pinch myself because he initiated the conversation. I can't remember the last time that my husband just spontaneously spoke about something that wasn't a pressing issue. And I got pretty upset that night when I was messaging home to some of his family to say, I can't believe that this has happened. I've realised now that I don't remember the last time this happened, because it's been such a slow progression of losing his function, and that you don't really see it happening until an event happens and you realise he hasn't been able to do that for a long time. So what have we noticed with improvement? It was pretty fast actually, some of the improvements. We've been taking a photo of Scott's progression on the first day of each week, and he looks like a new man. The people at home, we keep a little Facebook group, can't believe how good he looks. He looks 10 years younger. It's like he's had a facelift. His skin is so much better. He's just got way more energy. Most weekends, since about the third weekend in, we have been out doing things all day. And he hasn't had to say, I need to rest, I need to lie down, I need to go home. He's been able to participate in everything, and we've walked a lot of places. It's been fabulous. From the bottom of our hearts, Scott, Xanthi and I, and all of our extended family and friends at home, would like to thank Neomed for this opportunity. I think that we are starting to see improvement in Scott, and we know we're going home to work hard to continue with this, and that this is just the start of his journey. We know that there will be ups and downs, but hopefully ups. And we are really looking forward to that, and we cannot thank you enough for giving us back Scott, who looks younger and more vibrant and connected, and we can't wait to take him home and see our family. His other kids are at home and can't wait to spend time with him and have Dad back, being able to do all the things that he's so good at but hasn't been well enough to do. So from the bottom of our hearts, we thank you, and we wish you a very Merry Christmas.